Hello guys, welcome back to another video of x86 assembly. In this video we are going to discuss about some of the Linux system calls and a simple program about how to take user input in x86 language. I mean how to take the input from user dynamically while running the program in our terminal. So let's get started. Before going to practical session, there is some theory to cover that. So let us take a look about that. So this is the basic steps to be followed for an Linux system write call. So you need to pass the system call number to EAX register, and then for that particular call you need to store the arguments in ECX register and EDX register, and at the last you must interrupt the kernel to stop the program or to quit the program. At last our accumulator register will get hold the result, then you can push that into our stack and the result will get displayed. So this is the example for a system call. So EAX1 is the opcode for the syswrite system call, and int 80h, h means hexadecimal notation, or 0x80, both are varied. So for syswrite, this is the mnemonics or opcode that you need to follow to invoke the syswrite call. For this, EDX register should means you need to pass the number of bytes that our variable will occupy the space. If a variable occupies 13 bytes of space, you need to pass here 13 bytes. Here you need to pass that number, and you need to pass the memory address to ECX register. Memory address is nothing but our variable name. Let us take an example that a message consists that a variable named message that consists of 13 bytes of space. So here you need to mention these two things while you take that type of example. And for this is these two registers will get hold the arguments, and here std out means this is a file descriptor argument, and here syswrite means it is a system call opcode that we invoked our system call, and here we are interrupting the kernel by a relevant call. So these are the basic system calls that I want to explain, but there are so many system calls. If I explain all the system calls, the video may get lengthy. So if the situation comes, then I will explain at that time. So let us take a look about the program. So in this program, our goal is to take user input while the program is running. So as usual, you need to go with data section for declaring variables. I am mentioning a variable called user message and defining bytes. db means define bytes. Okay, let us enter a number here. So it will prompt for us like this, and let us take a message called, okay, before taking the another variable, we must calculate the length of the number, because here for EDX register you must pass the number of bytes, means the memory that the user message taking, occupying the memory. So we need to pass that. For that you need to use length, len user message equivalent and dollar prompt hyphen user message. So this thing will return the length of your user message. Thereafter display message. Okay, you have entered so and so. And for this also you need to calculate the length in order to pass the argument to EDX register. Len this message equivalent to dollar prompt this message. Okay, that's up to the data section part. Okay, let us come to the new section called BSS. This section is used for reserving the bits. Let us take an example in C. For in C we will use iteratable variables like I and j. For that we will already already declare the variable at the main function at the top of the main function, not in the top of the main function. So for that we are reserving the space for some extra variable to store something in BSS section. So to store the result I am taking a variable called num and I am reserving 5 bits for that. Okay, before this you need to mention this RESB. RESB means reserved bits of 5 bytes. Okay, and let's go to our text section at where our main code will go on and take start label. Here first we are going to process the user message that we need to analyze what the user message had and what the user had entered. So okay, first you need to, as I mentioned before in the PPT, you need to pass the number of bytes of the variable occupied. So the number of bytes will be stored in the variable called len user message, and then you need to pass the memory address to ECX register, that is nothing but user message. And then you need to mention the file descriptor in EBX, that is nothing but our std out. Next, and EAX, that is nothing but EX4, that is nothing but our system call function, nothing but our syswrite call. Okay, at last you need to interrupt the kernel with 80H or 80 means 0x80, and then up to now we processed our user message string. Now we need to process our number, this number, about this number. This is the variable at last where our result will get stored. Okay, let us think about that. EDX number. I think all members know how I am writing the code now. ECX space, sorry, here you need to mention the memory bytes. Okay, now num and EBX 22, this is for move EAX. This EBX is to take the input, so that's why we are going to mention it EAX3, and then you need to interrupt the kernel with relevant call 80H. I will talk about these two things later. And then you need to process about our display message. Okay, I am writing the code somewhat faster. move ebx to 4, not 4, 1, and then again you need to interrupt with the kernel relevant call, and then you need to process again this thing to store the result, edx to 5, ecx to num, and ebx with 1, and std out printing to the screen, and with 4. And again interrupting the kernel with 80H system call. At last you need to quit the program, means returning the control to our kernel. Okay, now we successfully written our program. Let's compile it. Okay, I think you are familiar about the commands that we are required to compile and run the program. It successfully compiled with 0 errors. Let us try to create a binary file. /user. Yes, it's prompting us to enter a number 1234. Yes, we successfully mirrored our input number as an output number. So this is how we take the user input while running a program. So if you have any doubts, you may comment in the comment section, or you can come to my Discord server and question me. I am leaving the Discord invitation link at this bottom of the video description. I think you like this video. For next video, I am going to tell about loops and subroutines, and some of the discussion about stack. I hope you like this series very much. I think you can see the subscription goal here. You make to fulfill the subscription goal. Happy learning. Have a great day.